I remember when I was 9 or 10, it was announced on the news that an old man was born. He was born with a beard and everything. This old man, after he was born, because he was an old man, he was able to talk. He said to the nurses and doctors that everyone must wear plastic the next day. Everyone must wear plastic the next day. They must wear nothing else. You must wear plastic. Walk in the street wearing plastic. It was announced on radio. I don't know why it was announced on radio. I think it was very dumb for people who work at the station to actually announce that. But it's fine. A lot of people believe that. I think it was 2002 or 2003. We didn't really have access to technology. You know, you couldn't go online and try to search on Google. You only relied on the radio station, right? We didn't even have TVs. So yeah, you couldn't do any research. A lot of people believe that. I remember the next day when people were wearing plastic. Some people would wear plastic, but they will wear something. You know, maybe they'll wear shoes, wear an underwear and then wear plastic. Some people will, you know, dress fully but still wear plastic somewhere. I was one of the few people who decided not to wear plastic. Not because I'm not afraid of dying. I mean, now I'm not, but back then I was afraid of dying. I was one of the few people who decided not to wear plastic. My reason for not wearing plastic was that I thought the whole thing was dumb. I was like, what the fuck? But I was surprised. Because almost every person that I was meeting in the street was wearing plastic. I was like, what the fuck? I would meet with my friends and I thought my friends were gangster. Like, nah, you know, they'll rebel. Like, they're not going to wear something stupid because they're afraid of dying. And you'll meet them and they're wearing plastic and they'll be like, why are you not wearing plastic? But like, no, the whole thing is dumb. Like, do you genuinely think that an old man was born that was able to speak and he said we must wear plastic? Why must we wear plastic? Like, what is the importance of wearing plastic? How do you protect yourself by wearing plastic? Some of them will be mad at me. Do you know that people who are dumber than you will actually be mad at you for being smarter than them? Like, if you say things that actually make sense, they will be mad. I don't know why. Some of them will be mad at me. Like they want, like it got to a point where they wanted the whole thing to be true. Like, it was never about it being true or not being true. They actually wanted it to be true because I'm saying it's not true. I'm saying the whole thing is false. But the fact that 90% of people who live in my village wore plastic tells you something. I'm not just talking about little kids. I'm talking about adults. Meet an adult who's actually wearing plastic because they believe what they heard on radio. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Listen, they looked at me like I was crazy. Being sane in an insane world is considered insanity. I want you to get it, because some of y'all judge yourselves, right? You live with dumb people. You're not doing the dumb shit that they're doing, and they think that you're crazy, and you believe that. Yeah, you know, there must be something wrong with. I've been telling y'all for the longest time, like because I grew up in a village where you couldn't go and see a doctor if you have a problem. Like, maybe if you get so angry that you break things, or maybe you are not happy every day. You're not happy. Like, we couldn't go and see a doctor, right? So I was never diagnosed with anything. But people who live in Western countries, they can go and see a doctor and they can tell them anything, and they believe that there's something wrong with them. Now, I'm not saying doctors, you shouldn't see a doctor if you have a problem. I'm saying it does get to a point where people make things up, right? Just to treat you, right? They make things up. They make you feel like there's something wrong with you, even if there's nothing wrong with you. And it even gets worse, because when you feel like there's something wrong with you, you're going to act like there's something wrong with you, right? You find that you're perfectly fine, you're just growing. Maybe there's a part of you that still needs to grow, and you're growing well. And when you've evolved fully, you'll actually be powerful. But they're telling you that there's something wrong with you, and then you look at other people and you're like, they're better than me because there's something wrong with you. And you find that there's nothing wrong with you. You will actually be better than everyone else if you realize that. Being sane in an insane society is considered to be insanity. So yeah, a lot of people criticize me. I woke up the next day alive and well, and they didn't want to come to me and say you were right. That's what I hate. Motherfuckers didn't want to come to me. But now when I talk to them about it, we just laugh, we just laugh about it. But I'm like, that sucks. Because I've been right about a lot of shit. I'm still right about a lot of shit that you don't understand yet. Being the smartest person in the room doesn't always work in your favor. I mean, maybe long term, yeah, it does, but it doesn't always work in your favor. Human beings are social creatures. They connect with those that understand them, those who are operating at their level of understanding, those that they have something in common with. If you're more intelligent than everyone else, you automatically become an outcast. Automatically. There's no way around it. Unless you're privileged enough to use your intelligence to prepare yourself. Like if you let's say you're a musical genius, right? And everyone want to watch you perform. Yes, that's beautiful. They know you're a genius and they will respect you for being a genius. But if you don't have any other skill that make people respect you, or that will make people realize that you're a genius, they will look at you as if you're crazy, and they will undermine you. They'll criticize you a lot, until you are actually able to make something of yourself using your own intelligence. And sometimes it takes a very long time for you to actually be able to do that. So you'd be frustrated every day, wake up, deal with people who are not intelligent enough to actually understand you, right? You make a lot of sense, you are rational, you are very sane. I consider stupidity to be, to me, stupidity is insanity. I believe that people who are stupid are not operating at a high level of intelligence. Let's say those who are sane are operating maybe at 80% of their intelligence, right? People who are stupid will be operating at 40. And because we all look the same, people will just assume that we are all the same. We're all operating at the same level of intelligence. Some people are dumb, bruh. For people to even believe that shit. I mean, how do you even believe that? That is why people are gullible. If they say that there's a disease that unalives people, you need to do 1, 2, 3, and you find that there's no proof, they are not even doing their research, they'll do that. Like a lot of people will do that. Do what they're told that they must do, even if they might not even question why they're being told that they must do what they're being told to do. That is why we have people who believe in religions that they believe in because their parents believed in their religion. You're like, really, man? Really? Think as rationally as possible. If those religions were true, wouldn't certain things be like, bro, you're dealing with stupid people, straight up. Like, keep that in mind. When you go outside, always remember that you are actually dealing with a lot of people who are actually stupid, and there ain't that many people who can think rationally. Let me define intelligence. Intelligence is you being able to operate, or like, let me put it this way, your brain's able to operate maybe at 80%, 90%, 100%, right? Like not just when it comes to specific things. There are some people who don't understand math but who are very intelligent. They don't understand math maybe because they chose a different path. If they try to understand math, they will actually understand math. Like if when they were young they try to understand math, they will actually be able to understand math. If they try to learn a certain language, they will be able to speak it. If they try to do science, they will actually be able to. You know what I mean? Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that you're dumb. You look at Elon Musk and you don't understand what he's doing and you think you're dumb. No, that's what he focused on. If you focus on the same thing, you'll get it. You'll understand it and you'll be able to. I remember when I couldn't produce music, someone gave me this program called Fruity Loops. I was like, shit, how the fuck do you... Like, I felt like only geniuses will be able to, make beats using Fruity Loops. But I learned and I was like, this shit is easy. Because I took my time. I took my time to learn. I think it's about to rain. Man, it sucks. Like, it actually sucks. It doesn't rain the whole day. So it really sucks when I decide to record and it starts to rain. I'll be like, what the hell? Come on, man. I'm pretty sure there's, if you've watched the Freeman, what is it called? Guys, that movie, with Freeman. There's this guy, his name is what is his name? Christopher. Like, he was controlling the environment where Freeman lived in. Sometimes he'll make it rain. Like, he'll make things happen just to control Freeman. Sometimes you kind of feel like that. Like, I go outside because I want to record, and then it starts to rain. Like, it hasn't rained the whole day, and it didn't seem like it was about to rain. So how is it raining now? A lot of y'all have been letting people who are dumber than you control you, just because they didn't stress a lot in life. They're coping because the world accepted them, because they were not really operating at your level of consciousness, at your level of intelligence. So now you look at them and you're like, that person is doing well. That person qualifies to judge me, tell me what's wrong with me. No, they don't. They're not at your level. That's why you need to keep on working and keep on trying to reach a high level of consciousness, so that you realize how powerful you are. Like, you realize what you are, actually. There's a reason why things are the way that they are in our society. Like, we all can see that something's wrong. Do you think that if we were all very intelligent, this world would be garbage? Or would have been able to create a society that actually functions in a way that we're all proud of? Because this is insanity. Like, if you step outside the box and look at everything that's going on, you'd see that this is insanity. For real, this is insanity. Our society is actually insane. It's just that we're used to our madness. You see, if you grow up in a house where there's someone who's mentally challenged, it might take years for you to actually see that that person is mentally challenged. You know that. It might even take you 20 years to realize that a person is mentally challenged. I'm telling you, it can take you a long time to realize that. You know why? Because you're used to that person. So when they act in a way that doesn't make sense, you're used to that. So to you, that's not insanity. So that's why we don't feel like people are insane in this realm, right? It's because we're used to madness. If an alien came from another planet and actually observed us, that alien would be shocked, because this doesn't make sense. Like, we could be 10 times better than we are right now. Like, it'll, like, if we're intelligent, it will actually be possible for us to build a society that's 10 times better than it is now, like within a year, that actually functions, that where everyone is actually enjoying, right? But it's impossible because we're not operating at the same level of intelligence. See, the real problem is in that people grow up in different places, they believe in different religions, they have different skin colors. It's nothing. The real problem is that people are stupid. Hey, my religion is right, your religion is not, so we must fight. That's stupidity. I'm black, you're white, so I must have a problem with you. That's stupidity. You listen to Dr. Uma. They are doing this, they are doing that. They know that you're a king. That's stupidity. The fuck? Listen to women who hate men. Everything that's wrong is men's fault. Men who hate women, same thing. Like, obviously, that's stupidity. Like, no, you can't. Like, people are different, bro. Whether you're a male or a female, people are different. You cannot be that biased. You need to be honest with yourself when you are judging things. Not being able to judge things correctly is stupidity. People who hate some people because of their sexuality, that's stupidity. That's not intelligence. You're not that person. You didn't create that person. They are what they are, and they're experiencing life from their perspective, and they're not doing anything that actually affects you in a negative way. So obviously that's stupidity. You let people be. You don't look at a person and be like, yeah, there's something wrong with you. I must have a problem with your sexuality. Why should I have a problem with someone's sexuality? Do you, bruh? Enjoy yourself. I didn't create this shit. Do you? I shouldn't have any power over your sexuality. It has nothing to do with me. I shouldn't try to control you. You are having your own experience. Look at that bird that's flying. Imagine if I was telling it how to fly. I ain't created fucking bird. So it's stupidity. Like, there's nothing that makes someone, like, listen, the only thing that makes someone homophobic is stupidity. I'm telling you, there's nothing else. It's not even about opinions. People are just dumb as fuck, bro. Simple as that. That's the real problem. So we need to be honest with ourselves here. Motherfuckers thinking that you're going to hell just because you don't believe in that religion. Stupidity. Like, nigga, you don't have proof. And you want to hate some people because of a book that was written by people who wrote about heaven, even though, listen, man, people are dumber than you think. I want you to watch this video. Okay? Now, I want you to watch this video first, and I will tell you what video to watch on YouTube. A lot of y'all think that you are sick. But someone said it's not a measure of health to be well adapted in an unhealthy society. They couldn't have said it better. It's not a measure of health to be well adjusted in a profoundly sick society. I think that's how they put it. Joe Rogan said, a lot of people think that there's a cabal of evil geniuses that are pulling strings on everyone in America, but it's most likely that people are just dumb as fuck. And you're like, nah, it's not. That's not the problem. The problem is the people who are controlling the world. And I'll be like, okay, how are they able to control the world? Maybe less than 1% of people are controlling the world. How are they able to do that? Will they actually be able to control people who are really intelligent? The real problem is that people are dumb, bro. So if you find yourself in a society where people are dumb, where they're judging you for stupid shit, where they're fighting over stupid shit, every man for himself. People are selfish as fuck, competing. Of course, as an intelligent person, you're not gonna feel okay. Does that mean that there's something wrong with you? Them telling you that there's something wrong with you is also a sign of stupidity. There's a girl who analyzed herself, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. They were doing this challenge on TikTok where people, were always playing these games. Okay, so this challenge, on this challenge, people will post their parents and then they'll post themselves. She also did that, posted her parents and posted herself. The lady is a bit chubby. I don't want to say overweight. Hola. No. So this lady is a bit chubby. She's the kind of person that would, in my opinion, because I know how cruel this world is, I think she's the kind of person that will get bullied a lot because of appearance, right? People are dumb. Like, you can't judge someone based on their appearance. Like, it's the stupidest. Like, that just proves to you that this shit is a hell rim, bro. Someone is born the way that they are and you want to make fun of them. Okay? So this girl ended up unaliving herself. Now everyone is showing sympathy. Yeah, we shouldn't have done this, we shouldn't have done that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, when everyone was doing that, no one was saying anything. Like, it gets to a point where you realize how fake people are. Like, everyone is pretending to be hurt, right? Everyone is pretending as if they were hurt because that happened, but they caused it to happen. Like, how do you even decide to make fun of someone's appearance? Like, how do you even decide? Ever since I was born, I don't remember calling anyone ugly, ever. I don't remember calling anyone fat or making anyone feel ashamed because of how they look. I don't remember ever doing that. I don't even roll with people because of how they like. To me, that doesn't matter. Because you hear, bruh. You hear. What matters is your heart at the end of the day. Like, are you trying to actually make things better, like this experience better? Because you can see that we're flawed, right? All of us are flawed, but are you trying at least to be better, or you are, controlled by your primitive instinct? I don't believe that anyone over the age of 30 should be making fun of someone's appearance, bro. I couldn't even imagine what that girl really went through in real life. Growing up, getting bullied by other kids, parents be talking shit. Human beings are dumb, bro. I'm telling you, if I'm 100% sure that there were parents who would meet her in the street and say something negative while she was hearing them. So maybe she's 10. These people are like in their 40s and they look at her and they say something negative about her appearance. How are you supposed to feel? Like, sometimes we give people no choice. That's what's fucked up. So when she ends up doing that, she ends up leaving. We'll say, oh, she's selfish. How is she selfish? Are we not the ones who are actually selfish to even put someone that kind of hell? It's just that, a lot of people think that you can only hurt someone, or we should feel like if someone maybe is punched in the face, that's more painful than if we hurt them emotionally. Like, if a stranger meets you in the street and you are overweight and they make fun of your weight, like, that hurts more than, that hurts less than being punched. But no, it hurts more. It actually hurts more. Like, some people go through hell, bro. They're so damn broken because of what people say about them. You know why that hurts? It hurts because you are seeing the worst side of humans, right? There are some people who are seeing the best side of humans. There are some people who are seeing the worst side of humans. So you look at humans and be like, they're good. Yeah, they're good to you, motherfucker, but they're not good to others. If you're an ugly like let me put it this way. You're a woman, well, they feel you're ugly, like men feel like you're ugly. They're gonna treat you like shit. So if you hear other women saying, yeah, men are good, they're this, they're good, they're caring, they're this and that, they weren't caring to you, so your perspective is right. Because that's what you've seen the worst side of men. They're seeing the best side of men. Maybe men are buying things for them, men are taking them out, men are complimenting them, but they're not complimenting you. They're treating you like shit, so you're seeing the worst side of men. She's seen the worst side of humanity. So she doesn't feel like she's having a positive experience because, well, she's not, because she's seeing the worst side of humanity. Yeah, we suck, man. To be honest with you, humans suck. And a lot of people are not evolving. They are not being taught the right things to actually evolve. These are the people that you deal with, people who don't understand shit, people who are behaving like NPCs. And when we say NPCs exist, people be like, you're being rude. They are not like. Don't try to live like anyone, Brad. Try to be you, because I'm telling you, we're probably dealing with some NPCs in this realm, bro. If you watch the movie Idiocracy, you'd understand. Like, even like that's one of the most painful movies to watch. Like, it's dope. Like, the movie is funny, but it's also painful to watch. Like, when when you see how wrong everyone was, like, it's so painful to watch. Like, you see that guy who's intelligent. I mean, he wasn't really intelligent, but at least he was more intelligent than everyone else. All right, so he will try to do things that actually make sense, and because the people that he was surrounded by, they weren't at a level to actually understand him. It even got to a point where they wanted to unalive him because they didn't understand him. That is how it's like to be intelligent here. You are dealing with people who are so stupid that they will be willing to persecute you for being more intelligent than them, for being right. See, if you are being persecuted for being right, that tells you something, bruh. That tells you how dumb people are. If you are actually right and they're persecuting you, that tells you something. The president was like, WWE superstar. They loved him because of his personality, like they just, at the level of consciousness, they felt like that was the best that they could do. When you look at our world right now, look at the people that we put into power. You look at these people, you're like, they're just entertainers, bro. Like, there's nothing special about them. There's absolutely nothing special about them. They're only in power because a lot of people are dumb. I remember Imoyo Technique used to say something like that. Like, the only reason why you guys are selling records is because a lot of people are dumb. Simple as that. If people were really, really, really intelligent, you wouldn't be selling records. And yes, this might sound like I'm being arrogant, right? But it's the truth. Sometimes the truth sounds arrogant, but we need to be honest. We need to actually be honest. I cannot be humble right now. And now I just need to speak the whole truth. So yeah, if you're out there and you feel like, yeah, the world was not fair to you, because there's something wrong with you, ask yourself if you weren't living with people who were actually dumber than you. Ask yourself that question. What kind of people were you actually living with? This world sucks for those who are truly intelligent, right? For those who are actually intelligent, this world actually sucks. When they go outside, they're confused. So of course, some of them will be depressed. Of course, some of them will be anxious. Of course, some of them will get angry sometimes, and people won't be able to understand why they're angry. Like, oh, you are angry because you have bipolar. I find that no, that's not the real reason. People are angry because they're dealing with stupid people, so they're now angry because of that. But these people be looking at them like there's something wrong with them. It sucks, man. I remember telling y'all that when I was young, I was able to see that WWE was scripted. And I'll be debating with adults, bro, who couldn't see that it was scripted. And I'll be like, how? How are you not able to see that it's scripted? Like, how, bro? Like, how? Like, everything about it tells you that it's scripted. Everything. It's not scripted. Yeah, like... The reason why I'm telling you that people are dumb is so that you can take your power back. Because you've given other people power, people who are dumber than you. You've given them power because they are privileged, right? You look at them, that they seem to be coping, they got nice jobs, titles, you know. So you're like, yeah, this person must be better than me. No. You must take yourself seriously. I've communicated with some of y'all. You were making a lot of sense, and you were telling me that there's something wrong with you, and I'll be like, why? Like, yeah, I was told by this person that there was something wrong with me. I was like, really? Does that make sense to you? In a world that's blind, seeing is a sin. In a world that's insane, sanity is a sin. People will judge you for being right because they don't think that it's possible for a person to think at the level that you're able to think. They look at you and they look at themselves and be like, yeah, this is a human, I'm a human. So how can this person understand what I don't understand? It means that they're insane. I keep on telling you that if you want to realize how stupid people are, go out and try to communicate with them about serious issues, and you'll be shocked. You will really be shocked. The reason why the kids that used to be very intelligent when they were young, the reason why when they get older, it's hard for them to cope. And I'm not talking about those that were able to memorize things. No, I'm just talking about the kids that used to reason a lot. Like the teachers knew that, this kid, if I bring this topic up, this kid is going to have something to say. The reason why when they get older, especially if they're not raised by the right people, right? They're not surrounded by the right people. They end up isolating themselves. They end up being alone, right? They can't even socialize anymore. It's because of how they were treated when they were young. Now they're traumatized. There's a reason why a lot of people who are very intelligent don't even have partners. Like especially men. Men who are intelligent, most of them are very lonely. Right? Women, at least if you're beautiful, men will approach you. So even if you suffer from anxiety, you'll be fine. You know, niggas will look at you and be like, I mean, they'll be intimidated by you, you know. I mean, I know what it's like. I mean, I'm a guy. When I see that this intelligent chick wearing glasses walking in the street who likes to be alone, I'll be like, what did I say to this chick? You know what I mean? So yeah, guys will be intimidated by you, but sometimes they will approach you, you know, test the waters, see what's up. Because they're the ones that do the approaching. But if you're a guy, very intelligent, even if you're handsome, bro, like, girls will still be intimidated by you, like, because they don't even know how to approach. right? And you won't even have good social skills, and that counts. Confidence, is very attractive to women. Like if you're a very handsome guy but you're not confident, yeah, women might lose interest in you just because you lack confidence. You know, she sees that when she's with you, she doesn't feel safe at all. You're afraid of the world. So yeah, you're handsome, but she doesn't feel safe around you. So, and safety is very important to women. So that's why a lot of intelligent men are lonely and are single and lonely, and they are alone. It's because they've had to go through hell when they were young, so they don't know how to face the world anymore because of what they've been through. You see? So they are always protecting themselves, right? Like their first instinct in any situation is to protect themselves. How do I protect myself? How do I not get hurt in this situation? Like that's what they'll be asking themselves. It's not how can I use this situation to my advantage. No, how do I protect myself? That's the conversation that they'll be having with themselves because of what they had to go through. That is why a lot of people who are truly intelligent don't become very successful. Because you ask yourself, if you're intelligent, why don't you become like the president of your country or something? Why ain't you on top? You know what I mean? You ask yourself the question. You end up thinking that you're dumb. That's why you're not on top. No, because actions matter, right? That's why they say actions speak louder. So yeah, you're intelligent, but what are you doing with your intelligence? You're doing nothing because of what you've been through, because of how life treated you. That is why I've been telling you that it's important to regain your power. You regain your power by understanding that there's nothing wrong with you, rather than judging yourself, feeling like the way that the world is treating you, you deserve to be treated like that. No, they're only treating you the way that they're treating you because they're dumb. Simple as that, not because they're smart. Besides, if people were smart, they wouldn't be treating each other badly for no fucking reason, right? That chick that had ended up ending things, she didn't deserve to be treated like that. If we live in a world where people were saying that wouldn't happen at all, everyone would actually feel for her, because they'll be like, okay, if she looks like that, maybe men won't be attracted to her, so she'll probably be lonely. So why the fuck are we laughing at her? Like, why do we feel like that's the right thing to do? Are we so damn bored that we actually want to laugh at people because of their appearance? Like, obviously something is wrong. So you can't think that people are smart. There's no smart person who would laugh or who would want to bully another person. Like, it doesn't make sense. People who are intelligent don't even think of doing that, because they know that they'll be causing a lot of harm. See, if there were no laws in this world, people would be harming each other without even realizing they're doing that. I'm telling you. So at least we do have laws, and though some of these laws are actually used to are used against us, actually, because they can come up with laws that actually stop you from evolving. That's a very big problem. But some of us are safe only because of the laws, not because people, have evolved. People are this way that they were during the time of Jesus. I mean, I don't know if that dude existed, but obviously something is not right with the story. But yeah, there were people who were as smart as the smartest people who are living now, and people who were as dumb as the dumbest people who are living. Like, there's no evolution that happened at all. Like, zero evolution. It's just that we've created a system that actually protects people against certain things, not everything. So people get bullied and the bullies get away with it. But I'm telling you something that they should have told you while you're still young. I mean, growing up, man, I used to judge myself a lot, thinking that there's something wrong with me. But as you get older and people start to realize how different you are and how right you are, and like they start respecting you, But then when I was young, I felt like that. I felt like there's something wrong with me. I felt like something wrong with me because, I was more intelligent than my peers, and they didn't really understand me, and even adults, because you think as people get older, they become smarter. Some people don't become smarter; they actually become dumber. Yeah. There are kids who are like 10 who are smarter than who are like 40, 50. Probably have to censor that because YouTube might think that I'm saying stupid. Like YouTube might think that that's what I'm saying because I specifically use the word, you know what I mean. But yeah, there are kids that are like 10 that are smarter than people who are like 50. Find that people who are like 50, who are in their 50s, are the ones with power. Happens, like if you work for government in South Africa, you'd actually realize that that's more common than a lot of people realize. You're working for a company. I'm not for a company. You're working for government. People who are controlling everything are much older than you, but they don't know anything. They rely on you, but they have power. They're making more money than you. They're the ones who are making decisions. They're very arrogant. So it doesn't matter if you're right. Isn't it weird that people who become presidents of countries, they have to be old. But like, if you are older, it means you're smarter. You have experience. Or like, no, it doesn't mean that at all. That's why things suck. Like our president, I think, is like 70 something. Find that he was just privileged, you know. He got to know a lot of people. He got to know how the system works, and that's how he got in that position. It has nothing to do with him being more intelligent than those who are actually younger than him. I would say if you are in your 30s, you are actually in your prime. That's when you have seen enough to actually understand things, right? You have seen enough to actually understand things. But if you don't keep on working on your own growth, if you lose the zeal to work on your growth, then you'll stop evolving, and people do lose the zeal. When you reach the age of 40, that's it. Like you stop growing completely. Maybe there are a few people who are able to keep on growing. People like Ellen Watts, I think, he kept on growing, kept on reaching high levels of consciousness the older he got. But in general, it doesn't work that way. People become dumber. Because they're no longer as zealous as they were. So don't look at people who are in power and be like, yeah, this person is better than me, that's why they're in power. No, man, it's not like that. You don't make it because you're intelligent, because you're right, because you make a lot of sense, because you speak the truth, because you're sane. You could be the most insane person and things still work in your favor in this realm. Find that you're insane, but you have charisma. There are people who trend on social media, not because they are very intelligent, they're saying things that actually make sense, but they have charisma. And people love them because of their charisma, not because they make sense. Not because they speak the truth, but they're very charismatic. Sometimes people will mistreat you because they are threatened by. Some people will realize if you're intelligent, and then because they are threatened by you, and they know that intelligent people, the kind of insecurities that intelligent people have. So they will mistreat you so that you'll be insecure. These kids can play, yo. I've never actually been a fan of soccer, but these kids can actually play. I mean, these are the kind of games that we should be playing, focusing. You know what I mean? Like, life shouldn't be hard. We should just create games. People have fun because it's in our nature to compete. So we don't actually compete in life. We create games where we compete. I think that will actually be beautiful. But one of the biggest problems is that people are competing in life. I bought a house bigger than yours. I have more money than... Like, it shouldn't be like that. We should just create games. Everyone should have what they need. And then we compete. We create games where we're competing. That would be beautiful, bro. There's nothing wrong with people competing. Not competing in life itself, but creating games where they compete because it's fun. At the end of the day, you go back home, you have food, you have family, you have what you need. But when we're competing for survival, bro, like, that's nonsense. Because we're supposed to be intelligent. That guy actually seems scared. Like, maybe I'm holding a gun or something. Like, he actually seems scared. I don't know the guy, but that facial expression tells you something. Dude was scared. Dude was scared because he knows we live with stupid people. Like, niggas can just decide to... I'm not even say it. But yeah, man, don't look down on yourself, you know. Don't ever feel like there's something wrong with you because a lot of people don't understand you, because a lot of people judge you. Most people are dumber than you think they are. They will judge you based on what they understand about you, but that will have a lot to do with their level of consciousness. That is why I remember I gave you this example this other day when I was recording a video here. I gave you this example about dogs. You know, dogs be operating at a very low level of consciousness that when they see a stranger passing, they bark. You have to understand that there are people who are so dumb that they can't see you. Like, they can't see your truth. Like, that dog, the reason why it's barking, it doesn't even realize that you're just passing. You don't give a fuck about its territory. You don't want to steal. Like, it's not even able to tell. It's barking. So some people are like that. They look at you and they don't see you. They see what they are programmed to see. People who are operating at their level of consciousness, they are programmed to see what people who are operating at their level of consciousness are programmed to see. So they judge you, they bark at you. And you look at them and you're like, that's a human. So because that's a human, then I must care about their opinion because I'm also a human. Like, no, some are operating at a very low level of consciousness. Some are operating at 25%, bruh. You're operating at 80. They're judging you. That really will be like caring about an opinion of a dog. Notice that people who are actually intelligent don't really judge. Have you noticed that? Like people who are actually intelligent, they don't judge, they try to understand. It's people who are dumb who be judging. And who feel like they understand. They don't realize how complicated life is. So they be thinking that they understand, so they judge. So don't be afraid, Don't be afraid of being judged by people. People who judge are people who are not intelligent. A lot of people who are intelligent don't even want to judge. Why would you want to judge anyone, really? They'll be like, you're not like me. Because you're not like me, there's something wrong with you. Everyone who's like me, that there's nothing wrong with them. And you end up finding out that there's a lot that's wrong with them. Starting with the fact that they're very judgmental. But they're unable to see that because at their level, it's impossible for them to see that. They are not able to see the truth about themselves. They are unable to reflect. Some people are like that, and you shouldn't be offended. Don't be offended by people's stupidity. Just appreciate your own intelligence and learn to use your intelligence to your advantage. Because you can, but you have to teach yourself. Because now one of the biggest problems is that you're trying to be like everyone else while you are not like everyone else. You see? So of course, things ain't gonna work in your favor because you're trying to be what you're not. You're trying to be dumb. You might not think that you're trying to be dumb, but you find that you're trying to be dumb while you're actually intelligent. So of course, things ain't gonna work in your favor. Society is flawed, and there isn't much that we can do to actually change that. Keep that in mind. And be yourself. Thank you.